Hey Collective, welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Shadow Work Series Part 1 Collective. If you have been subscribed with me, you guys know what it is. This is where we talk about the most potent energy of our shadow work that we need to focus on this week. So I have 4 parts to this series. So today I will do series 1 and 2 as usual, and then on Wednesday, you guys, it is series part 3. Thursdays, series part 4. So check it out, you guys. A lot of good information for the collective. My plan is always to just provide you useful information that kind of helps guide you through your healing journey, because healing is not linear. We all have aspects of our shadow that we need to work on, all of us. And healing is a constant. It's something that it's never ending. So it doesn't end after one day. It is something that we consciously decide to continue to look at. Okay, be brave enough to look at. So we start out. Here's some energy for this start of our Shadow Work Series Collective. Okay, wow. So again, flip the energies where it go. Like I say in my description box, make sure to also check out the description box. A lot of good information there as well. But conflict freeze, shutdown, guilt, fear of disapproval. A lot of people fear judgment. A lot of people fear failure, but it's very interesting because if you think about the inventors in history, all inventors, African American inventors who, most of them didn't even get recognized or the credit for the things that they invented. But any inventor, if you think about their process, they had to go through a process of failure. They had to fail 1,000 times to be successful once. But see, that one successful time was all they needed to become a legend, to become someone people remembered, right? So when you talk about fear of disapproval, who are you fearing disapproval from? Is the fear of disapproval from someone who you admire, you look up to, someone who makes you feel as if you're not valuable unless you have their approval? So who is it that you are really concerned about letting down? The person that you're concerned about letting down, how much control do they have over your life? These are very important questions in order for you to look at this realistically, to look at this from a different perspective, to truly see how much power somebody's disapproval should or should not have over you, collective. Okay. Because a lot of you guys don't do well with conflict. I see music here. Some of you guys kind of listen to music when you are stressed or when you are having anxiety, when you want to block out the noise. You go to music. Some of you guys play instruments. But with music being here as well in this, and I'll pull it closer so you can see kind of how it is floating around this person. I feel like this is you having an amazing talent, but having fear of expressing yourself in said talent because you are afraid of how people will see you. I'll give you a great example. I actually used to play the flute when I was younger. I started in the 4th grade. I was amazing at it. I loved it. I was in the marching band, the wind ensemble. And I remember a few years ago expressing that I wanted to get back into learning it to someone at the time that I thought was a good friend, and they actually made fun of me. They thought it was a joke. But I didn't fear their disapproval, but I used that example as why some of you may not express yourselves. You may not want to show your talents because of the fear of that type of ridicule or that type of judgment. Nothing like that should stop you from expressing yourself, from trying a talent or expressing a talent that makes you feel good on the inside. It doesn't matter who likes it or who doesn't. Do you like it? Because if you like it, collective, if it is something that truly moves you, then there's naturally going to be other people who feel that energy too. So don't worry so much about the disapproval. Don't fear judgment, okay? Then we have addiction. Some of you guys could be dealing with people who are very judgmental, but these people possibly are dealing with addictions. They have their own healing and insecurities that they don't express or they don't, let be known, right? Compulsive need despite negative consequences. Get support and therapy. These people need therapy. Some of you guys in my collective could have addictions as well. And again, it is about recognizing it. If you are dealing with this type of issue, there is support, but understand that it is a choice to want to heal from this, to seek support and help in this. Nobody can make you do this. People try to make people come out of addictions all the time, but it is a choice of self. It's like a parent that constantly tells their kid not to do something wrong over and over and over again. But until that kid or that child deals with a situation that scares them or that gives them a better reason not to do said thing, they're going to continue to do it because they haven't faced the consequences. When it comes to addictions, people face the consequences all the time, but it takes over. It is a temporary numbing of a deeper pain. So they have to figure out what that trigger is in order to deal with said addiction, whatever that is. The addiction can be to people, places, things, substances. It doesn't matter. But healing is needed in order for you to feel liberated. You need to seek support as well. A lot of people who have addictive behaviors, who fear disapproval, dealt with deception. They dealt with deception, and you dealt with it at a very young age, or the people in your energy. A slippery slope erodes trust. Honesty fosters connection and authenticity. Integrity, transparency, and trust is needed. See, the trust was lost years ago. Some people were deceived by their parents, friends, coworkers, romantic partners, old spouses. See, when you have been deceived, it creates a feeling of having trust issues, and you project that trust issue onto every other relationship moving forward until you heal from the deception. Sometimes people, because they have been deceived, rather than trying to take the knowledge, wisdom, and learn from it, so they know not to choose it again, they become the deceiver. They now take that energy and now place it onto others, project it onto others. So in turn, turning them into the people who they hated, who they resented. They become those same energies. This is how it spreads and becomes a cancer. Wow. Lashing out, anger, deflection, emotional armor. I say this all the time. This is somebody who is broken on the inside, who is hurt because they've been deceived, because they are addicted to something. It causes their behavior to lash out because of the suppressed emotions from the hurt, from the fear of disapproval, the constant trying to people please. Yep. Emotional blackout. Shock, freeze response, internal collapse. And eventually, there is no emotion. Eventually, you get so used to the judgment, the criticism, that there is no more feeling. And you need denial to function, to make it through. Self-neglect, resentment, inner depletion. You start denying yourself substance, nurturing, care, love, because all of this makes you feel unworthy. Some aspect of yourself feels unworthy of love, of support, of guidance. And it is because somebody so long ago told you that you are not valuable, that you are not good enough. The manipulation, the control, it has you in a self-sabotaging nature, behavior, karmic cycles in relationships and friendships, connecting to other people who are constantly deceiving you, stabbing you in the back. And you now in turn, because you don't trust, do the same to other people who don't deserve it. When, if you forgot, you didn't deserve it either. Yes, because of this lack of awareness of the manipulation, it becomes a battle of your mind, anger, resentment. But there's always a way to break the chains. Once you are aware of how manipulation, control, deception works, if you understand its purpose, I should say, then you can see through the illusion. You can understand that the words of another has nothing to do with how you feel about yourself, but the projection, the mind control is real. After so much time, especially when you trust the people who are making you feel less about yourself, why would you not believe them? They're supposed to be wiser than you. They are older than you most of the time. It is about the fact that they are able to control you in order to manipulate you, in order to get you to tap dance and be exactly who they want you to be. And deep down, you know it's true, but sometimes you choose to be in denial about it because it's too hard to face the truth that people who said they love you would do this to you, but it is true because their definition of love is not the same as yours. Their heart space doesn't feel like yours. And when they see that you have a space of an open heart that is willing to give, that is willing to truly love, they take that away because it won't do them any good. It doesn't benefit them for you to love yourself and then fall in love with someone else, because they're going to be left out because you're not going to be an overgiver to them. You're not going to be a people pleaser for them. They're not going to be able to deceive you and, manipulate you. But you can break this chain. And the only way to overcome blocks is to confront them, is to confront those self-limiting beliefs, is to confront those people who you now see clearly are here to manipulate, to control you. Yes, to keep your mind closed. And you see this person walking, how old they are with this cane. They want your mind to stay closed for the rest of your days. They don't want you to see that there's another way. They will drain you dry until you have no more life to live, to continue to get what they want from you. So it's up to you, collective, always. Never enough. And these are type of people who it's never going to be enough. It was never going to be enough. They were constantly going to make you feel as if you were not giving enough, doing enough. Chronic striving, self-doubt, fear of failure. See, that fear of disapproval, that fear of failure. This is what they embedded. This is what they want to embed in your mind because it allows them to continue to take from you. So, what are the strengths and abilities my collective needs in order to get through this, to see this clearly? Oh, recognize it. Yep. Recognize the root, the tree, the root of where this began. Like I said, behavior starts somewhere. Behavior is learned. The things that people do, say, believe start at the root. So once you recognize the root cause, okay, now you gain awareness. Now you can work on transforming because now you understand what needs to be transformed because there's always more that meets the eye. So surrender. Letting go brings the greatest change. Are you feeling out of control? Are you lashing out right now? Surrender to the flow and trust in the universe's plan. See, peace will come when you release your grip on it. When you allow things to play out, when you allow yourself to see instead of continue to fight these intense feelings. Yes, because your emotions are stronger than usual right now, especially because we're still in the energy of this 222 portal, which is about realignment, you guys. It is about reassessment. Are you experiencing a wave of emotional intensity? Allow yourself to feel and express these emotions because releasing them will bring you peace. See, releasing, surrendering will allow you to transform. Mm-hmm. What else, Spirit? Yeah, the illusions. And I love how it flew over here because the illusion started at the root. The illusion that you were never enough to make you fear disapproval. The root is the illusion. That's why it was hard to see it, to be aware of it, because it started so young. Wow. What else, Spirit? Your emotions were constantly manipulated, but now you're learning to allow them to guide you through the challenges. Have you been suppressing your feelings? See, that being in denial was an emotional suppression. Let them flow naturally, whether joy or sadness. Your emotions are your strength. Trust what you feel. This has something to do with the marriage. Some of you guys feel manipulated within a marriage, within a connection. Some of you guys are dealing with parents. When I see this, it reminds me of parents as well that are married, that are manipulative to their children. Maybe they want their children to take care of them into their old age. So they want their children to have a closed mind. But some of you guys, this is your spouse or somebody that you are in a connection with. Yeah, and this is something you've just been enlightened about, and your mind is completely blown. Completely blown. Heartbroken, I would assume as well. But this path, this enlightenment, thank you, Spirit, for the confirmations always. It brought you clarity. It's bringing you clarity, but it is blowing your mind what you are truly understanding. That is okay because knowledge is power. This is going to bring the opportunity to break the chain. The enlightenment, the clarity breaks the chain. Wow. Spirit's like, show them the bottom of the deck. Yes. Got it. Okay. Yes. Yes. Some of you guys have a deep connection with someone who you still have a flame that burns deeply for. This is also something that you've been enlightened about. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. True love. I feel like for some of you guys, once this chain has been broken, this will be easy for you to see, acknowledge, recognize, be self aware. What else is underneath? Wow. Hope. For commitment. I can't make this up. Wow. But be patient. Wow. Wow, Spirit. Thank you for the messages. Okay. What's the animal spirit important to my collective that is reaching enlightenment? The hummingbird. Let's see. The hummingbird is air energy. Hummingbirds really remind me of ancestors' communication as well. A lot of you guys are connected to birds right now at this time. I feel strongly. I feel like birds are communicating, they're protecting you in some way as well. But let's see how the hummingbird helps us right now. Positive, enthusiastic, spiritually resourceful. That's how. Inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. So, some of you guys have some source, whether this is a person, whether this is a channel that you watch, there's something that constantly brings you endless wells of energy and positivity that you return to daily for nourishment, because I feel like maybe you are not receiving this type of nourishment in your daily life and the connections around you. So you're using this outside source, just like the hummingbird, and you are going and you are gathering energy and positivity from this place daily. And it allows you to stay nourished and rejuvenated. It allows you to stay focused right now while you are going through this process. Wow. Okay. This sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. You guys are taking bits and pieces and you are learning about your spiritual nature. I feel like it is opening your eyes. You're seeing the connection to the universe, to your soul, to your spirit, to the Most High, to your ancestors. And I feel like this is definitely rejuvenating a lot of you. I like it. Okay. Follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. When you are in balance, you are smart, you are curious, and you love to learn. I'm talking to somebody who loves knowledge, who loves to read, who loves to know about things, new things, learn different way of how to handle old things, but somebody who loves to obtain knowledge, who pays close attention, who knows how to put bits and pieces together to create something new. I feel like you're learning right now and you're grabbing pieces of information from sources you are going to, reliable sources. When you were out of balance, or if you are out of balance, you are pushy, you're insistent, and you're very sharp. This is not your natural nature. So you are trying to find balance again. You are trying to gather the information to bring you back into balance. So, yeah, you are learning right now. I love it. Keep going. All right, let's get you your archangel that can help you right now at this time through this process. Archangel, the most important. Okay. Hey, Archangel Zachiel, angel of mercy. Number 12 is significant. Gemini energy. Okay. The month of December, you could be born on the 12th. The number 3 could be significant. Forgiveness, ends estrangement, alignment solutions. Peaceful compromise, releasing pain. I help you forgive past wrongs to help clear energetic blocks and transmute any negativity with the violet flame. We are in that fire of the horse energy right now. Blue agate crystal is significant. 6 to 12 months is significant. So something happened 6 to 12 months ago to bring some enlightenment, or something is happening in the next 6 to 12 months. So just give it time. You've been patient, and I feel like you've given the situation time. But I feel like you are learning to surrender. I feel like you are starting to put the pieces together. This is what I'm gathering with this hummingbird. You are taking little pieces of positive information. It is rejuvenating you because, yes, it is bringing you clarity that people could not give you that were around you because they didn't want you to understand what true love really was. You had this image of a marriage or a relationship in your mind that was driven into you from a very young age, but it never gave you clarity. It never made you feel hope for love. And I feel like now you are gathering pieces and understanding what truly commitment is to yourself first and foremost, but commitment with another and what that is supposed to look like. And I feel like it is truly rejuvenating you, making you feel excited again. I love that. Good. Okay. I like this. I mean, shadow work, you guys. Yes, while sometimes it's hard to face the tough things, it brings out such beauty in you. Once you learn it, once you figure out your direction, once you begin to transform, because that alignment and that clarity can no longer be denied, it brings about hope for love, real love. It makes you want to commit first and foremost to yourself, to the Most High, to your ancestors, right? But it brings true love at the end of the day, eventually. All right, I'm going to get you guys your bonus shadow and light oracle. And she is ready. Dried flower fairy, sweet memories. Okay. Sweet memories. Let's see. Number 11 is very significant. The month of November, maybe 1111 was important to you at some point and pertaining to someone you think about. The 11th of a month, maybe you were born on. So let's see. So dried flower fairy, sweet memories. Okay, so this darling little fairy just loves to collect memories and to treasure them, wearing them as garlands, their sweet faded fragrance reminding her of happy times. She helps you by collecting all your happy, sweet memories and keeping them from fading too. She has wings that resemble the wonderful monarch butterfly, which is renowned for the vast distances it can travel. Butterflies are very significant. Transformation right here. Wow. So some of you guys have gone through a journey of transformation already. You have traveled a long way to find this enlightenment, to gain this knowledge, to gather this nectar. So these memories may be a very long ago, down through the ages, but they are still able to fly to you and reach you with their message of love and sweetness wherever you currently find yourself right now. When you experience a difficult and challenging time, the dried flower fairy flies to your side, shows you a moment that you had forgotten, and magically the present moment transforms. Confirmation. You will always have her with you, most especially in the times when those sweet moments seem furthest away. She will come to you and she will remain with you. Expect calls out of the blue, bumping into old friends, a photograph of a loved one, or a reminder of happiness coming to you in other sweet and serendipitous ways. You may soon be experiencing little reminders of some of the sweetest, most fun, uplifting times in your life, the kind that have no great significance historically, but in the story that is your life, they are pivotal moments. It could be seeing a rainbow, a star shining bright, or a photograph of your father holding you closely in his arms, or receiving the knowledge and sudden realization that something you did made a large and meaningful difference to someone else's life. You have so many jewels. It's time to sift through the precious moments in memory, and by honoring these and feeling them again, change the present for the better. The magic of your sweetest memories will be worked into the present moment, and your current struggle will be momentarily relieved. And that transcendent feeling of being one with all that is will return, giving you the strength to go on and do what must be done. The dried flower fairy. She is here to remind you that life has not always been all bad memories, that you have made a huge impact on people in your life. Even though right now you may be dealing with challenges, you may be struggling mentally, physically, emotionally yourself, this is when the dried flower fairy comes in with a sweet memory, a reminder that you have made a difference in someone else's life. You have all of these good memories that maybe you have forgotten about, that may not seem important in the scheme of things, but in that moment, that memory meant something. That moment meant something to you with that person in that place, in that situation. It is encouragement for you to keep going, to keep working on yourself through your journey of healing and not giving up. Collective. You have so much potential, so much heart here. And yes, maybe you have dealt with the manipulation and you are finding clarity in that. But clarity is giving you hope. It is allowing you to work through those intense feelings, to get rid of the illusions about commitment that have been placed upon you, looking at the only commitment that you knew growing up. This was your role model of commitment, but it didn't look like true love to you. But this is transforming. You are becoming enlightened to this. You are going to break a chain about what love really means within a family dynamic for yourself, because it is what you desire. Because you are starting to understand that you were always enough. You are no longer allowing the manipulation to tell you that you are not. And if you look back in time, you can find memories of when you truly were there for other people, when you truly were able to change the lives of others. That is where your value also lies. So don't forget it. And she's going to make sure you don't, along with me. Collective, thank you for joining me on Shadow Work Series Part 1. This was a very good one. Hopefully you will be able to join me on Shadow Work Series Part 2 here shortly today. But if this is where we leave each other, if it resonated, I would love to know about it. Hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe. But until next time, you guys, bye.